أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Qodrat tells the story of an ustad named Qodrat, who was left for dead by his wife and son Alif al-Fatona. His son Alif died when Qodrat tried to carry out a ruqyah procession because the son was possessed by an evil demon named Aswala. He also questioned why Allah Almighty took the people he loved so much, even though he always carried out all his commandments. Qodrat decided to return to the pesantren where he used to study with Kiai Rohim in Kober village. However, he found irregularities in the village, crop failures, droughts, tense atmospheres, and even rumored that many people have suffered possession and ended with death. The people of Kober village anger and always say that something untrue happening inside the pesantren. They also accuse Jafar, one of the ustads in pesantren, of having trapped them into a terrible situation. This makes Qodrat wonder if there is really something strange happening in the village, because Kiai Rohim's suddenly coma condition is also one of the doubts in his heart. The problem occurs when the demonic curse attacks the family of a widow named Yasmin. She lives with her two children, Asya and Alif. One night, Alif experienced a mystical disorder because he often spoke in front of his cupboard, and he claimed that he often was talking to his dead father. Yasmin decides to ask Qodrat to do ruqyah, an exorcism in Islam, but Qodrat refuses. He requested that Yasmin contact Jafar because Qodrat was traumatized by the death of his son. In the middle of his confusing condition between Kiai Rohim and his faith that has connection with his past, Qodrat actually discovers the fact that Jafar is carrying out misguided activities, worshipping demons and betray God. This answers the whole question of why Koper village is having such a hard day. Qodrat fought against Jafar and he could defeat Jafar. The biggest problem of the trouble occurred when the demon Aswala, who had a revenge against Qodrat for a long time, possessed Yasmin. Qodrat must save Alif, who is trying to be buried by his own mother. He wants to help Yasmin because Yasmin's son name is same as his son's name. A tough battle between humans and demons happened in Yasmin's house. The Quranic lafaz continues to be boosted by Qodrat, but the demonic power of Aswala is very difficult to be defeated. After experiencing such a long struggle, Qodrat finally managed to defeat Aswala. After Jafar and his mystic offerings were destroyed, there is a miracle. Kiai Rohim wakes up from coma, Yasmin lives happily ever after with his children, Koper village get a big harvest, the rain pours and grow the whole plant up, and Qodrat gains his inner calm. An analysis of intrinsic elements in Qodrat movie. First, them. Matter them. Religion. Minor thems. First, obedience in religion. Obedience in religion shown in a scene when Qodrat always do every rules in his religion. Number 2, faith. Faith is shown when many problems that occur in Qodrat's life doesn't make him leave his God. He's still remembering the name of his Lord and always presents God in his heart. Number 3, sincerity. Sincerity is shown in the film from the side of Qodrat, who finally accepted the death of his son by saying Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, which means all the living will return or die to its creator. Character and characterization. Main characters. Qodrat as an ustad or religious figures in Islam. He has some characters. Religious. Qodrat always obeys the rules of religion and avoid from its prohibitions. Sincere. Qodrat who is always sincere in facing his life. Kind. Qodrat helps Yasmin's son, Alif, free from demonic possession. Brave. Qodrat, who is brave in exposing the crimes committed by Jafar without worrying that he will be affected by the consequences. Yasmin. Kind and care. Yasmin is a caring mother with her children, shown in the dialogue. Alif, if you don't want to eat this food, better you say it to me. Don't waste it. Patient. Yasmin is a patient person in dealing with situation, including when her daughter Asya invites her to argue, but she remains patient. Alif. Innocent. Alif is described as an innocent little boy. Secondary characters. Jafar. Betrayer. Jafar is a traitor because he has allied himself with a demon. Bad. Jafar traps all the villagers of Koper so that they are trapped in a demonic curse, and he pretends to be an ustad in exchange for land from the citizens. Asya. Labil emotion. As a high school teenager, sometimes Asya couldn't control her emotion. Shown in a debate with her mother, she always blames herself from the death of his father. Plot. Plot used in this movie is mixed plot. The first is flashback. Flashback shown when the storyline is taken back to Qodrat's past as he attempts to destroy the demon that possessed his son, Alif. But instead of success, the Ruqyah actually brought death to his son. And then for continued plot, the story continues from Qodrat, who returns to his home until he manages and success to do Ruqyah on setting. There are two setting of place and setting of time. Setting of place used in this movie is Copper Village, Pesantren, and Yasmin's house. Setting of time, morning, midday, and night. The last is the values contained in this movie. Always remember Allah wherever and whenever we are. Increase our faith by remembering Allah and the Quran. Be a person who is brave and religious, but still be kind to all human beings. Be sincere with all the things that happen in life because it is the destiny from the God. That's the analysis of intrinsic elements in Qodrat movie. Thank you.